This episode of Nuff Said is brought to you by Tweaked Audio. To get awesome headphones, go to tweakedaudio.com and use the coupon code Southgate to get 30% off, free shipping, and a lifetime warranty. Or you can get there through the link on our website, southgatemediagroup.com.
Recording has started.
Hey, heroes! Welcome back, I guess, to Capes and Lunatics. Apparently, it's not another show, it's just Capes and Lunatics.
Oh, the sign is just for the...
No, and your intro for the Tweaked Audio says Capes and Lunatics as well.
Yeah, because it's all on the Capes and Lunatics feed.
Okay, I'm just saying, I'm feeling dominionized. That's all I'm saying. I'm feeling dominionized.
It's just branding.
Branding. Oh, you're just like those Hydra agents and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Welcome, heroes, to another episode of Superconnectivity. I'm your host, Charlie, the Professor Esser, and the man who deserves the real praise, my Sarge.
They'll fill me in Perich and cut off one Charlie Esser, and two more will take his place.
Oh, goodness. I would drink twice as much and get half as much done. Yeah, that's the problem. Because each one... Oh, I thought I was drinking today. Well, guess we're both drinking today. Anyways. Oh, thumb cuffs. Was a thing on the Greatest American Hero. Anyway, hey, so how about those acts of vengeance, Philip?
Acts of evil?
Acts of evil. Oh, sorry, acts of evil.
Well,
yeah. Fair enough. Let's see. What do we call these? The acts. I know it's called the acts of evil, but
yeah,
they reference acts of vengeance in the ad for it.
Well, yeah, because the banner looks similar.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Oh, it's not in the Hulk book. Was it in?
But yeah, but unlike the late '80s event that went through like all the books, this is just going through a couple annuals, I guess.
Well, yeah, it's more akin to how they did the crossovers back in the '90s. Not Acts of Vengeance, ironically enough, but like Atlantis Attacks. Well, that was actually the '80s, late '80s, early '90s. Atlantis Attacks and the Evolutionary War, where it just took place in the.
Oh, but did you notice it's July, August, and September, but all the annuals are number ones?
Yes, because these are all, at least a couple of them are for books that don't exist at the moment.
Yeah, or the other ones are probably rebooted. But yeah, in July, it's Miss Marvel Annual 1, I guess, where she fights the Super Skrull.
Yep, that'll be fun.
That's something Charlie Esser would like, definitely.
Oh, yeah.
Punisher Annual 1 versus the Brood Queen. Okay, so here's my...
weird is that I kind of feel like those two have fought before.
I don't know. I mean...
I feel like the Punisher has, like, faced down aliens in the past.
I sure it was in the 90s if it was, but, I mean...
Yeah.
Okay, here's my question. I mean, Punisher's big in War of the Realms now, and now he's taking on the Brood Queen in his annual. Are they trying to make Punisher more superhero-y? Like, instead of just, like, gunning down, like, ordinary criminals, are they, like, gonna, like, start throwing him at more and more supervillains and aliens and stuff?
I would imagine so. I mean, here's what it is. I think they want to really position the Punisher strongly. I think after the popularity of his Netflix series, I think they're trying to say, how can we really take this character who is existing in this universe and has existed for this universe for so long and really kind of up his game to the idea that he's a part of the superhero universe.
And you can only go so far when he's, like, battling, guys with no power, regular criminals you've never heard of with, no powers.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe they're going to have him, maybe they're going to do a nice arc where he goes after Kingpin finally.
Maybe.
Yeah, Punisher's so bad at his job.
All right, let me get through the rest of this list. The last one in July is Venom Annual 1 versus Lady Hellbender.
Yes. I don't know who Lady Hellbender is.
It's not ringing a bell to me, unless it's...
I mean, I guess she sounds vaguely familiar, like I might have seen her in some book at some point, but yeah. But again, see, what strikes me about that is that doesn't, because, I mean, Venom through, and maybe that's going to tie into it, is Venom actually has a history with demons and creatures of like that. So, maybe that's part of their thing about this Acts of Evil is that, yes, it seems like these are characters that don't actually have a connection, but actually there is a deep connection for all of them.
Yeah, maybe. Well, again, is it going to be like Acts of Vengeance, where somehow there's some conspiracy where someone's sending villains these heroes aren't familiar with after them?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's possible. I mean, it is possible that is what it is. That, although it should be noted that when Venom had a run-in with Mephisto and the whole evil, that was under Flash Thompson. So maybe, because now it's Eddie Brock, right? Eddie Brock is Venom now?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, as far as I know, yeah. All right. And then in August, this is interesting, Deadpool Annual 1 versus Nightmare. Deadpool versus Nightmare.
That does sound interesting. If for no other reason, then I don't know who to root for.
The fourth wall breaker versus the King of the Nightmare Realm.
Yes, I think that they're gonna play very nicely together. And it is interesting. Why would they have to do that? Now, of course, if you have Nightmare and a character named Lady Hellbender coming into the storyline, it does suggest that there's some kind of deeper connection here. That maybe there. And for what it's worth, when does the Ms. Marvel one come out?
In July.
Okay.
That's the first one on the list, yeah.
And right now, Ms. Marvel is in a Chosen One cosmic storyline. So maybe, a quasi-mystical thing. So maybe there's going to be a tie-in with that and the Super Skrull coming into that. Maybe this is going to have something to do with when the Skrull gods got killed during the Skrull War, the Secret Invasion.
Because, I mean, you've got at least 2 alien villains on here. You got, some, Nightmare's kind of mystical, and there's another one coming up. But, okay. And then the only other one in August, it says, is She-Hulk Annual 1 versus Bullseye.
That's weird.
I know, She-Hulk versus Bullseye.
Well, it's really weird because I don't know. First off, I don't know what She-Hulk it's going to be. Because we do see her in War of the Realms, and it's the well, it's interesting because now, of course, the thing with the current She-Hulk is she does sort of wax and wane.
Well, I was going to say, it's going to be more of a Banner type archetype where she can shift between Lucid and Hulk Smash.
Yeah, or maybe it's actually that she is defending Bullseye in court.
It could be a ethical battle, perhaps, with her battling with herself. Basically, should I defend this guy who's basically a mass murderer?
Yeah, but you know what? If he is clinically insane, and we certainly, if you saw the recent Daredevil arc, you can see that. Yeah, definitely, the guy is not well. He's not all there. I do not know why I cannot find this thing at. It's so frustrating when we're.
All right, and then the last 3 in August. Okay, this first one, Charlie Ether's going to roll his eyes. Ghost Spider, which is Spider-Gwen, Annual 1 versus Arcade.
No, that's fine. I mean, Arcade's it's like Arcade is everybody's villain. So it's not really honestly, I would imagine eventually you're going to face Arcade,
And since Spider-Gwen's from another reality, or her and Arcade are not going to be as familiar with each other, so.
Yeah, or maybe it's the Arcade from her universe.
Oh, well, I did see, I don't know if they're rebooting again, or it looks like they're bringing, I don't know if it's permanent or not, but it looks like they're bringing Spider-Gwen into the 616. Again, I don't know if it's just a quote-unquote vacation, or if she's coming for...
maybe she's a time traveler.
Because I've been reading her book. I do know in her universe, her identity's public now.
Okay.
Everyone knows who she is, so... Unless she wants to get away where people don't know who she is.
Yeah, where she's just, Gwen Stacy who's dead.
Exactly. Okay.
Yeah, also 20 years younger, so it's... Yeah.
Okay.
Honestly, they have 6 other Gwen Stacys running around this universe from time to time, so who knows?
Yeah. Okay, here's an interesting one. Moon Knight Annual 1 versus Kang.
That I'm intrigued by.
Yeah. Well, think about this. Kang was Rama Tut. Did he have a run-in with Khonshu at some point?
Ooh, that's an interesting take on it. Have they established that Khonshu is an Egyptian deity? Or, because there was this idea that Khonshu is just a construct in... I know the last time I read Moon Knight, which was a while ago.
I think it all depends who's writing it, but...
Oh, okay. So, and we don't... And maybe Khonshu and maybe Moon Knight has that sort of retcon power like Deadpool, where it's nope, Now we're going back in time.
I mean, all Kang has to do is believe it's Khonshu, that maybe at some point he's like going to come for, Khonshu's agent.
Yes. Well, it would be interesting. I like Kang. I'd like to see what they do with Kang. Again, comes into this question: how is this going to fit into the Acts of Evil? Although, if it is a Khonshu-related item, then that gives us our connection between Cosmic and Spectral.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, if we talk about like when we were dealing with the Secret Invasion and the death of the Skrull gods, how that is going to, it might be interesting. Maybe it's about Super Skrull's ascension to be a Skrull god. Ooh, there's an interesting idea. Because really, the Skrulls gods were killed, and the Skrulls are in disarray at the moment, and we do need something. And when we actually see the original origins of the Skrull gods, they actually were just beings that ascended to godhood through apotheosis.
Okay, here's the last one. Wolverine Annual 1 versus Morgan Le Fay. So that fits the mystical, type thing.
Yeah. So we can definitely, and that also ties into the idea that there is an evil afoot.
Yeah, but I mean, the only two that like kind of break, they're not alien or mystical was like Bullseye and Arcade.
Yes, well, but then again,
or are they ascending to something, trying to ascend to something?
Well, or maybe, like I said.
So wait a minute. What if it's like some kind of contest or something where there's like some kind of like power upgrade prize or something, and all these everyone's shooting for the cosmic or magical MacGuffin or something.
Well, let me throw this out to you. If we do go with the idea that Jen Walters has to defend Bullseye in court because she gets assigned to it, because that happens when you're a lawyer. She gets assigned to this case because she's a defense attorney, and it's like you have to do a certain number of hours.
Yes,
and they're definitely going to put the superhero in charge of the supervillain.
Oh, yeah.
And it's not like the first time she has to defend it, and then she has to have this moral, ethical, and then it's like Mephisto or whoever our demon being in behind the scenes is manipulating her in this way, making her make these hard moral choices. And maybe they're all going to be like that. So when you look at Captain or Ms. Marvel versus Super Skrull, it could be about the complexities of dealing with a supervillain. Is he evil just because he attacks the Fantastic Four? There are people who see him as a very real hero. Certainly, a lot of Skrulls see him as a hero. He is like the, great Skrull warrior, kind of the Captain America of Skrulls. And so when you think about that and this concept of how do we balance good and evil, it ties into this idea of the acts of evil, and also can give us a really good punch 'em up.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's how they get you. And that by the time you get to that last one versus Lady Hellbender, who may well be our MacGuffin creator, the Loki of the piece.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it is Loki. I don't know. How are they spelling hell? Well, that would be funny. That it turns out it was Loki all along.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Well, that's the.
I was gonna say, if it's like a game or a competition, what if it's like the Grandmasters or something?
Oh, you know who just escaped?
Who?
The Challenger.
Oh yeah.
So maybe this is all the Challenger's thing, and maybe the Challenger is entering into a thing with Mephisto, and because he's trying to do a power upgrade, that kind of thing.
Because Loki's kind of busy right now, so yeah. What if it's like one of the elders or something?
Well, I would love it if it was the Challenger, or maybe that's what the Challenger, and that's the Challenger and Grandmaster's new contest. Is they're like, okay, look,
they're just like, okay, you have this.
Move a whole planet again because that ended poorly for everybody.
Yeah, both of them just have like random random characters, and they're like, okay, who are you gonna? I'm throwing up Morgan Le Fay. Who are you gonna throw against her? I'm gonna throw Wolverine.
Yeah, well, it's like, oh yeah, honestly, that would be kind of interesting. It's like, okay, so we're gonna randomly assign 3 heroes and 3 villains.
It's gonna be like the big cosmic role playing game.
Yeah. Okay. So my villains versus your heroes, and your heroes versus my villains.
Yes. Oh my goodness. I hope they do that.
I'm gonna play Wolverine against Morgan Le Fay.
Yes.
Which Wolverine? Pick one. And that's an interesting thing that we don't know which Wolverine it will be. There are 6.
Well, I mean, 616 Wolverine is back. I would assume they would.
Is he really 616 Wolverine?
Supposedly.
I don't know, man. Yeah.
I mean, old man Logan went back to his timeline, so.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Which we can talk about over in Old Man Quill.
Oh, yeah.
Clearly, heroes weren't quite as gone as everybody thought. Which, because, not for nothing, you can write that dark, twisted universe, but, this is comic books, man. Someone else is going to say, okay, but now the heroes win. It can't all be about the bureaucracy of doom.
I'm just looking up covers for this, and I can't. I wanted to see the Moon Knight one, but I'm like, I can't find the Moon Knight one unless they haven't released it yet.
Oh well, maybe they haven't. Oh, do you have the covers?
There's a if you Google search it, there's a few, like the Punisher one's up, him shooting at the Brood Queen. There's the Miss Marvel one. The Deadpool one is like you see a big nightmare like in the background, and just Deadpool's like riding a flying unicorn with he's holding up a sword and a big gun.
Mm-hmm. Well, there you go. That seems like what Deadpool would do. Yeah, I mean, honestly, going into the Nightmare realm for a fourth wall breaker, that's going to be, he's going to have a hard time telling that story. I think I don't know if Nightmare is going to do as well as Despair would.
Ooh, this She-Hulk one might any cover is subjective, but it might lend credence to our theory about her defending him, because it's Bullseye's like holding two guns up like this, and She-Hulk's behind him like grabbing the guns.
Maybe we'll have to see how it goes. Bullseye, She-Hulk team up.
I mean, I could see them assigning Jen Walters to defend him, because it's like, okay, one, you're a lawyer, but two, if he gets out of hand, you can smack him around, smack him down.
Well, exactly. And, but like I said, because they did establish so much in the Netflix series about the mental illness of Poindexter. And when you think about it, like, when you think about the character, he has to be mentally ill.
Oh yeah.
And so when we come into this idea of him being criminally insane, obviously she has to do that. And and what would be very interesting is sort of him having to deal with this fact that, she wants to plead him into psychiatric care. And he's like, why? I'll put me in prison. Just have him put me in prison. I'll cop to it. They'll let me out to go kill somebody later, because that's what they always do. We put on a Dark Avengers or another squad that they need for the stuff that needs to be done. He's like, no, they're not making that deal.
I mean, does Bullseye really fear prison? Because it's like, they have to put him in solitary, right? Because it's like, he can turn anything into a deadly weapon. So, anyone messes with him in his prison, he's killing guys with spoons and forks and,
Well, yeah. Unless you put him into... Unless they have a special... And actually what it could be is they're saying, no, he committed this crime in the boundaries of the state of New York. We're going for the death penalty.
He's
getting a needle.
There was a Captain America story in the early 90s where he appeared, and I believe when they, broke him out of prison, it was they gave him nothing in his cell. He didn't even have a bed. He just had a mat cemented to the floor. His his toilet was one piece. There was nothing he could throw at anybody. And they didn't even give him a uniform. He just had one of those gowns they give you in the hospital. That's all he had.
Yeah, and that was their first mistake. Yeah, no, I'm sure as we're dealing with most superpowered villains, there's a whole thing you got to do, and. But like I said, or the flip side to it is you just get an invulnerable person to be his guard. Boulder comes back. It's like I would just love to see it. Just every day, just starts throwing stuff at him. It's like, okay, let me know when you're done. Got your food here, Mr. Bullseye. So as soon as you're done throwing the stuff at me, I will give you the food. Here you go. Okay. It's like, I'm invulnerable. You can't kill me. Because your thing that turns to deadly weapons, that's like throwing it at a rock. Doesn't matter how strong that playing card is, it's not going to go through a rock. Can go through wood, can't go through a rock.
It depends how you throw it, because I know you're going to say it's a tornado, but a tornado can put a piece of straw through a telephone pole or something.
Yeah, but that's a telephone pole.
Yeah.
The structure of wood is inherently different than the structure of stone.
Yeah.
Stone is at least if it's an igneous, well, if it's a metamorphic rock, like granite.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're not doing anything. Sedimentary, you might be able to do it, but even then, it's going to be real hard. You got to throw that thing with like twice the speed of sound to get it through an actual rock, because laws of physics don't stop just because you're going fast.
Right.
Well, actually, technically, that's not true. You have to go really, really fast though.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. So yeah, you can put a playing card through a piece of wood, but putting it through a stone is a lot different. And really, it'd be like putting it through a diamond, because that's how Boulder's powers work. Is he's like, I am completely invulnerable. It's not going to work, So it's just there are things you could do with Bullseye, and but like I said, most likely they're going to say no, he is too dangerous to allow to live. He has killed more than enough people to warrant a death penalty, and yeah, we had to keep him in a solid steel box for 12 years with a feeding tube that comes through twice a day, like a little hamster.
What if that's the ethical thing? What if Jen Walters has to defend him against the death penalty?
Or even you want to go one better, she has to defend him for the death penalty, because the cruelty of what they're going to put him in, the box they're going to put him in, is too inhuman.
But I just wonder if it was just going to be the ethical thing, and like they want to give him the death penalty, and she's like, well, he's like irredeemable. It's like, it's like, can I defend him? But it's like, does his does he deserve the death penalty though? Because is it because he's mental, but he's killed how many people?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's the thing. It makes for an interesting story. I don't know if that's what they're going to do, but it would be interesting. And of course, you can always have the guy try to break out. But I think the idea of who knows, maybe all the stories are going to be these guys actually not fighting, but having to work together for some reason. Mm-hmm. It's like every time they start to fight, they realize, we actually have this common thing that we have to work towards. So who knows how it's going to go? That's the fun of comic books, Philip. But yeah, so I'm excited about Acts of Evil, not Acts of Vengeance, but Acts of Evil. This won't be the origin of the Old Maniverse, though. Mm-hmm. Because I've always said, of course, that was an Old Maniverse that was masterminded by the Red Skull. But seemingly Loki stepped out of. Because we don't see a Loki in that universe unless Loki died fighting Thor.
Yeah. Oh, unless all the villains turned on Loki or something.
Yeah. Well, of course, Loki was the mastermind of the original Acts of Vengeance anyway, because he made everyone. Because actually, and for what it's worth, Loki wasn't actually a member of the Circle. He was the butler.
Or so he let them.
Yeah, he let everyone know. He's like, as your attaché, Mr. Fisk. Certainly a brilliant idea you had about having villains face.
And then he walks through the door, and it's like, "Oh, Doom, you're so brilliant!"
Yes, such a smart little guy, you, Mr. Doom.
Then the Red Skull walks in. Don't trust them.
Yes, yeah. Oh, my favorite thing about that is just when Magneto and Red Skull sort of have their out at the end of it.
Oh, yeah.
And Magneto's like, clearly we were being manipulated by Loki, because I would not ally with a Nazi.
Well, in Captain America, he comes and he, because he's like, you were a Nazi, and, we know what Nazis did to his family, so he, locks him in, an underground bunker, and he's, gives him he gives him a bunch of food and water, and it's like, I want you to die slowly.
Yes, I love that. Although, it's kind of sad that then, Crossbone breaks him out. It's like,
Yeah.
Way to step on the plot. I really was hoping he would have died there. That would have been awesome. I mean, Zola's just going to make a new one. He's got clone slugs ready. It's like, okay. And it's like he paid in advance for that service,
I remember the story because, he was all weak from, dehydration and malnutrition, so they take him back to his, the Skull house. But, Skull was, ready to die, but then, Captain America showed up. He's like, I was ready to die till I saw you again. He's like, basically, Captain America fired him up again. He's like, I have to live to destroy you.
Super villains. They're idiots. Who knows? Maybe that's what it's all about. It's like, maybe it's like, can we get super villains to realize they're idiots? Whoever gets the, honestly, that's the thing. It's like for the Challenger and the Grandmaster, it can't just be like, oh, I've moved my pieces to the other side of the board. It's like, no, it's got to be something a lot more. Okay, I bet you I can make it. It's like the sun versus the wind parable, And the sun is like, who can get the man to take off his coat? And the wind blows hard, and the man just holds his coat tighter. And the sun just shines. And the guy takes off his hat and coat and chills out beneath the trees. It's too dang hot. So it's like, who's gonna win? But so that'll be fun. That sounds like fun.
All right. So where do you want to go to now?
Want to do War of the Realms real quick?
Sure.
Because I have no idea what's going on here.
Well, that's what I said. I'm like, I wonder if we're missing some. I mean, there's a bunch of in it, miniseries and stuff, and then go through some of the regular books too. So
what's weird is I actually think I read Agents of Atlas, which actually once I really read it, it actually got pretty cool. And they have Coco Pelli come up at the very end because it's like, this planet's only big enough for one fire demon.
Yeah, but it's like they have a bunch of miniseries for this thing, and then it's tying into some of the regular books too. Besides that, it's not out yet, but I know the next issue of Captain Marvel's tied into it, and
and I know that clearly there's a thing where they're sending this. But see, that's the thing is a lot of these books are. I do not know because here we have sort of the Punisher picking up the Light Elf Queen and her loyal knight, and and they're like, clearly you are a servant of Malekith. He's like, yeah, probably not. He says, if I was, you'd be dead already. But here we have she's got the sword of what sword is this? The blackened. So she's got okay, so I guess she just drew the sword of the. It was a little confusing there, but I guess that does tie into where we last left off because they had just taken it.
Isn't that the sword from Thundercats?
Well, it's the all-seeing sword. It's the all-seeing sword for the Black Bifrost.
Yes.
So it's all black and evil. Evil. Honestly, it looks like something from Cloak and Dagger. So it's yeah, so you're a little left where we're going with that, and then apparently Ghost Rider's befriended a bunch of spiders in hell. Blade is hanging out with the Vanir. My favorite thing, though, is the dwarves all being moved to tears by the She-Hulk's impassioned speech. This one, quite motivational speaker.
Big war, dwarves follow Hulk, dwarves smash.
Yeah, but and not for nothing. Why are all the dwarves talking monosyllabically all of a sudden?
I don't know.
That is just a completely new thing they've never done before. Dwarves have never spoke like that before. Now it's like, oh, we dwarves. Aren't you the greatest craftsmen of all of it? I don't know. It's weird.
English is your first language. Huh?
Yeah. Well, I mean, true, but but they're all like that. I don't know. Asgardian English isn't the Asgardians' first language, but they all go this and thou and those, and we get apparently they already captured Thor. So I don't know. I guess maybe that's from the Thor comic that's coming out next week.
Wasn't that in the first issue that they captured Thor?
Well, where they got Thor out? No, I mean they're looking for Thor. I don't remember them getting Thor. And they find Thor, and he's like, "Send more giants." He's in a position.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So we don't know. It's like, oh, okay, now he's calm.
Again, it's probably being another book.
Yeah, and then and yeah, we have
the Battle with Avengers Mountain.
Yeah, I mean that's and for what it's worth, it's a little also weird because I mean the last time when they went to the whole Ragnarok battle, Freya and Odin were all getting busy with it too. Then
yeah,
they have a really dysfunctional relationship. You see, if Freya left Odin, that's what I could almost get behind. Mm-hmm. After 8,000 years. But then again, you say, well, you've been here for 8,000 years. You can't do 5,000 more.
The kids are grown now.
Yeah. Well, except now they have a new kid.
Oh yeah.
In Journey into Mystery, which I am enjoying. But and then apparently there's I don't know what happened with the Venom symbiote. Now the Venom symbiote. I know the last time I'm speaking to your symbiote.
Malekith, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, actually, I must have skipped it. These pages must have gotten stuck together. where he's actually talking to the symbiote, and he says, "Kiss our black." Yeah. So impotence or arrogance. You've been bonded to a mortal host for far too long. Yada yada yada.
Well, my favorite part of the issue when Odin's like, "I'm going to get my wife," and Tony Stark's like, "I made you something."
Yeah, well, that's good because we do like the Iron All Father.
Yes.
Yeah, got to do the horns though, man. Everyone loves horns. Yeah. Honestly, I don't know. I mean, I hope they're using some destroyer tech.
Probably.
Then you have Punisher arming up the.
I would think because look, didn't Thor switch out arms? Isn't that the destroyer's arm on his?
Oh, okay, that's what's going on with. I see. There's the. So he's grabbing the destroyer's arm, so he gets a slightly more destroyer-y arm.
So maybe Tony Stark. Yeah, maybe they were cannibalizing the destroyer.
Okay, that makes sense.
In the Odin suit, and then Thor took the arm.
Yeah, not enough trolls in this book for my taste. Trolls, and it says like they're giving like the trolls Australia and Micronesia, and I gotta say it's like the trolls are they're treating the trolls like poor Lex Luthor in this.
I was gonna say activate the device, Oleg, president of Australia.
Yeah, it's. I want more trolls because I do think, like I said, I want to see the trolls do a face turn at the end. I want the trolls to. We just don't have a place to live, man. All we want is we want to not be chased everywhere we go. We want to just raise our little elvish families and eat billy goats.
Don't eat a troll.
But that's why they should send them to New Zealand. It's like, oh, sheep? Those are like billy goats. There we go.
Well, maybe that's why
lots of sheep in New Zealand.
Maybe that's why there wasn't a lot of trolls in the issue. Maybe they make it. Maybe they do like a face turn later on in this.
Yeah, or maybe they just all got to Australia and they're like, "Hey, welcome, mate. Want some land? we got some sheep here. We got some."
Sorry.
Like, oh, okay. Yeah, just good old. Would you like a Foster's? A beer? Like, oh, this is nice. Trolls like this. Can trolls just stay?
Another shrimp on the Barbie, Charlie Esser. Okay.
Yeah, exactly, man. Just have a trolls don't really like to fight. We mostly want to hide under bridges and eat goats. That's really literally our whole story. That's our whole thing. But all the gods and the humans always chasing us. And they're like, oh, we know what that is, mate. We're just sending them prisoners.
Sorry, Ray.
He might agree that Australian hospitality would have turned the trolls' cold hearts to warmth.
Oh, there you go.
There we go. No, that's what I'm saying. I'm just saying the Australians might be like, oh, no, yeah. I mean, I'm sure Australians will fight you and kill you if you let them. But I don't think that's the first choice of Australians. I think Australians would rather make for a peaceful solution rather than just go right to... There's enough things trying to kill you in Australia. I think that they'd be like, oh, trolls. Yeah, one more thing to try and kill us. But hey, maybe we can talk to them. We offer the troll a beer. Maybe the troll won't be so angry, and then they're like, "Oh, well, that's great, yeah." Asgardians never give us beer. We be friends now.
Yeah.
There we go.
All right. I know you're talking about Old Man Quill.
Yeah, Old Man Quill. We find out who the Avenger is. And,
did you like that?
Well, I was hoping it was going to be someone a little more, a little more out there. But I mean, Viv is great. Mm-hmm. She's a synthroid, so it makes sense she's still alive. She's missing half her brain, but who says she keeps her brain in her head?
Oh, true.
She's a synthroid. It's like who knows where she's keeping her brain.
I mean, even if like her primary brain was there, maybe she has like a backup somewhere else in her body.
Well, like any good shapeshifter, she can probably move this stuff around.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently and I guess that's a tie-in to and they're clearly building out the old Manaverse here. Because I guess the Madraxes started off in Old Man Hawkeye.
They got bonded with the Venom symbiote, so they were just like duplicate. Got all these Venoms running around.
Yeah, although these ones aren't venomized; these are just Madraxes that have been spread too thin.
Yeah, the symbiote just basically drove them mad or whatever.
Yeah, and they first ate the crops, then they ate the cows. Oh, they left a lot of that cow there.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to say. It's like, well, you're not really being an efficient eater, Madrix,
Unless they just got a taste for human flesh. I don't know.
Yeah, but, you'd eat the cows first, and you probably, I'm just saying you should eat no human till you finish your cow, Jamie.
Maybe it was too tough. I don't know.
That could be it, too. You got to cook a cow. And getting past the hide. The hide is very thick.
Yeah, exactly.
But they make leather jackets out of, Yeah, but they beat up the Madrixes, and they set the church on fire to kill them all, and then he jumps out the window. Seeing Viv is great, but clearly, I want a little more of that backstory, but it's interesting because obviously there is, multiple plot lines going on.
Mm-hmm.
Quill isn't even worried about Doom. He's just trying to get to the Baxter building.
Yeah.
And then we get to, and that's one question I have here. Is that supposed to be that Nova guy? Is that supposed to be what's his name from the Champions? Do you think?
Oh, I know who you're talking to. The newest one, right? Yeah.
Yeah, the newest one. All grown up and stuff.
Maybe. I don't know.
Could be. Yeah, it's hard to tell. They don't say it, but he's got the big old scar over his eye. But he looks human.
Mm-hmm.
And he definitely has, because the new is a Hispanic fella, so he definitely has that swarthy look about him. So, and then clearly they left something on the planet that's, dear God, it can't be. Bum bum bum. Who knows? They left a Galactus for him. Yeah, so that's interesting. Very little of Doom, very little of Viv. We just know that they're trying to do that. And I'm trying to think, that's supposed to be Artie, right? Yeah, Artie. When they create the vision of the fight between Quill and Fin Fang Foom.
Oh, maybe. Although
he's got a little bumpy head.
Yeah, but he didn't have a Caucasian skin tone, wasn't he? He
was pink, but and he kind of has a tan thing, so maybe he tanned up a bit. He's older now.
Well, I was gonna say he still looks kind of young, unless he just didn't grow, but unless
or maybe it's Artie's kid.
I was gonna say maybe it's his kid or something. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, actually, Artie currently is in the Future Foundation. So.
That's coming back.
Yep, Artie and Leech. Yep. I can't wait for that.
The Future Foundation and Yondu.
Yeah, but it's gonna be the movie Yondu.
Yeah.
That's fine.
I'm Mary Poppins, y'all.
Yes. This was fun. I do like this the old Manaverse is growing on me.
Oh yeah.
I hope they continue it.
I wonder if they're just gonna have a an old man universe. After this, where just anyone can show up.
Yeah, so it turns out all the heroes survived. All of them. Yep, it's Old Man Cyclops, Old Man Richards.
It's like this post-apocalyptic world. Supposedly everyone's dead, but
nope, we just all slipped out for 20 years.
Unless
the villains all get old. Ha ha!
Unless you just let a lot of them are dead, but you just start forming a new Avengers in this universe with I don't know, some of the Guardians, Old Man Logan, Old Man Hawkeye.
Yeah, well, what it is you essentially you build yourself out a world where there are the descendants, because as we saw, Spider-Man survived, Luke Cage survived because Danny survived, which is his kid.
Yeah.
And obviously the Hulk survived. The She-Hulk apparently survived because. Yeah, okay. Millar, don't be Alan Moore, Millar. Don't be Alan Moore.
Whole Game of Thrones.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I'm going to say that's Betty because she's a Hulk now, too, so.
Oh, true.
And the whole inbred thing, I don't think it's that they're really inbred. I just think that, I just think that Hulk had a lot of dumb kids. And honestly, if you're in that Hulk form, half the Hulks are dumb.
Yeah.
So it's like, hey, I don't know, I'm a Hulk. I'm not that smart. I don't know.
And and who knows how much, as much radiation as the Hulk's taken, who knows how much that affects your, your reproductive,
Yeah. Well, it is what it is. Honestly. And that, of course, was a Professor Hulk, Maestro Hulk kind of Hulk. And this
yes.
Although maybe, I guess now we should say it is the Devil Hulk. Because as we see from Devil Hulk, he seems a lot like Professor Hulk.
Plus, Maestro had that big gray beard. I mean, this is an older man also. So
yeah. Well, yeah. Well, Maestro's awesome. They should bring back Maestro. But yeah.
What if he emerges from that, that Hulk collective we have in Immortal Hulk right now?
Well, oh, that'd be kind of fun.
What if Devil Hulk evolves into Maestro?
Well, that was what I just said.
Yeah.
Was that the Devil Hulk is a lot like the Professor Hulk, and you might not know him. And the Professor Hulk thought that Maestro was him, but actually it was the Devil Hulk when he got out. Or it's a completely third different Hulk because there's lots of Hulks out there, Philip. That's all I'm saying.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's get to it. Daredevil.
Oh, Daredevil, yes. Daredevil's going through a bit.
Yeah, is he addicted to the pain pills?
He's addicted to something.
Mm-hmm.
Because my theory is maybe getting played out on these pills. But let's go to what the story is. He goes to face Owlsley, and he's using guns. And
well, yeah, because after his encounter with the Punisher, he's even wearing the Punisher's T-shirt.
Yeah. Of course, later he says, I didn't even realize I was wearing it.
It's like he said, you never realized Punisher wore a skull shirt.
Well, no, it's just he needed a shirt, and that was. And actually, what's weird is that it's like a Punisher T-shirt. Not like
body armor, yeah.
Yeah, because I always thought that was just like his body armor, which it's definitely something that they did in the television series and had done prior to that in the movies. But it makes sense from that perspective. But that it's just a T-shirt. Punisher's just all about branding.
Weren't they at the Punisher's place? I mean, maybe he changed everything. The Punisher, Frank Castle owns has a skull on it, body armor. He has T-shirts.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Punisher's all about branding.
Exactly. He's like Hydra. Yeah.
Yeah. I have a character license to protect, and
I mean, it's a simple, but it tells you all about him. Hey, I kill people.
Well, it almost got him on the business end of an elf.
If you are a criminal, I am death.
Mm-hmm. Yes. But and we get our defenders from Netflix to help him out because they're like, dude, you're kind of going off the rails here.
Well, plus remember the big worldwide mind wipe that everyone forgot who he was because even Spider-Man shows up later, doesn't know he's Matt Murdock, but he revealed himself in that Bendis wrote a Defender series, and he told these three who he was.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, that was nice. So yeah, but they save his bacon, as his bacon was in need of saving, and then they have a real nice little intervention.
Oh yeah, because he's like, I know you guys are here to take me in because I killed somebody, and they're like, no, it happens sometimes. He's like, wait. We're all killers.
Yeah. It's even Spider-Man's like, yeah, I murdered a guy. If you count Norman Osborn, it's like 6 times already. It's like the same guy every time, but it hurts every time you murder the guy.
Osborn kills himself.
Yeah, that's what Stan Lee wants you to think. But no, I mean, it does come into this idea that his moral compass is having a problem, which is why I think my fan theory is the case here. He is being manipulated, or he is manipulating himself.
Are those the pills you were talking about?
Yes, they are.
Okay, they look. I know you were saying they were blue. They look blue, but I didn't know if that was just like shit. Yeah, like. But
if you look at the previous issue, they were white, and they changed their shape between issues. So either it's just the artist. So it's like this. I want to say the artist just forgot how he drew the pills. These pills are clearly changing each time he takes them. The first time he takes them, like I said, they're round tablets, which is what most, basically what a basic pain pill would look like. Yeah. And then they became a white capsule.
I like your theory, but I wonder if it's just like, yeah, he's addicted to many forms of painkillers.
I mean, it's possible, but then you'd see more than one bottle.
True.
So it's like if you were doing, like, for example, if you saw the Ben Affleck Daredevil, and you see his medicine cabinet, and it's just like 10, 15 different bottles of prescriptions that he has.
Yeah, but I wonder too if they're burying the lead just to like try to surprise people. Because if they show 50 bottles, right away you're gonna be like, oh yeah, he's addicted. But if they're trying to hide that, except
they're not trying to hide that he's clearly popping pills.
Yeah, but they don't want you to maybe they're trying to hide the level of addiction, maybe.
Yeah, but you also have the fact that after he takes the pills, his personality and drive changes.
Mm-hmm.
Which means that they're so, for example, the white is even if you wanted to say that they're normal drugs, the white was clearly an amphetamine.
So for people who don't know what we're talking about, you're saying they're treating him like Nuke.
Yeah. And it's a question is, did he come across the Nuke pills and are taking them himself because he just needed that edge? Or has someone put these in? Is he being manipulated?
Because he was in the hospital for a while and he was doing physical therapy and everything. So unless someone just started slipping him in while he was in the hospital.
Yeah. Yeah, well, he could be being manipulated. I mean, who knows? It could be his old nemesis, the Ringmaster, finally figured out how to hypnotize him.
Or the Purple Man.
I don't know. Is that the Purple Man style, though? And isn't he dead again?
Yeah, it's comic books, Charlie. People die, never come back.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know. Actually, I would love if it was the Ringmaster. Because that would be... Because, you know what? Because he can't hypnotize him, so he needs a different way to deal with him.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. I was like, isn't his like a visual? Or... Yeah,
so he has to... So maybe he's going in there and he's like actually presenting himself as, you know, just, you know, got him, you know, he's just... Whatever he's doing, someone is plotting against him. And I think that's what it's going to have to be. I think it is going to have to be that. And I do think it is going to be that they're giving him Nuke pills. And you'll know next issue if when he takes a pill, it's red.
True.
You know, that's the thing.
Although it looks like here he's giving up being Daredevil because Spider-Man comes to confront him.
Yeah, well, did it say this the tragic last issue this week, Philip?
No. Oh, yeah, like he's never... I know, like he'll eventually get back there, but I'm just... is he going to be popping pain pills of next issue? He's like, oh, yeah, I haven't been Daredevil for a week. And
yeah, and then maybe it's when he falls asleep, he's going out, you know. Who knows? Who knows how it's going to be? But yeah, definitely he's acting like he's giving up being Daredevil, or is he just giving up what he's going to be? And honestly, that priest character with the black shades,
yeah,
that's not the priest he normally goes to, is it?
I mean, no. I mean, he really doesn't have a normal priest. I mean, in the comics, usually, you know, it's like his mother or something. I mean, I've seen them draw different priests, but yeah, I've never seen that. I don't think I've seen this before.
So it makes me think this is a manipulative priest.
So,
that's the Ringmaster. And that, you know, he's got to be doing, maybe he's doing like sonic vibrations to hypnotize him. Took me a while to figure you out, man.
Yeah, but that's kind of
he's got the little beard.
But it's kind of a flashback too, because when the priest talked to him, he's in the yellow suit.
Yes, which is you know. But then again, like I said, what are we really seeing here?
Is it going to be someone's been manipulating him for a while, for years?
Maybe, or they're just creating memories for the moment.
Because I mean, he's had like bouts of like, you know, when he's had like basically mental breakdowns. What if
he's Moon Knight all over again?
What if they reveal, like, during Born Again, it's like, oh, yeah, Fisk thought he broke him, but, you know, Fisk was just building off what I was already working on.
Yeah, well, maybe it's Mysterio.
Oh, good Lord.
He's back again, man. Mephisto let him out again. So,
hey,
you know what? Okay, we're going to give you a shot with Daredevil. Do you think you can handle Daredevil?
He's alive. He was in Spider-Man recently.
Yeah, but wasn't he like freed from hell to face Spider-Man and then got dragged back at the end?
Oh, maybe. I don't know. But yeah. But hey, Mysterio's big these days, so.
Mm-hmm. Although, you know, I heard a great... Actually, someone did it as a joke, but it might actually be true. Mysterio is actually Loki.
Oh!
Just like at the very end, it's just going to be Tom Hiddleston going, gotcha!
or the Chameleon.
Well, but you know he is from another. But Loki from the other universe.
I'm telling Lilith. I was going to say, watch. It probably is Mysterio, but watch. He probably doesn't look like Jake Gyllenhaal. That's another illusion, you know.
Yeah. Well, exactly. But you know, like I said, it would not surprise me if that's how they slipped Loki back into the 616. It just because they do say I'm from another universe. I'm from the 988.
Yeah.
Although people did point out that that's the one with Sparta UK.
Yes.
And the Captain Britain universe, you know. The Captain Britain Corps.
And in Endgame, they did mention Agent Braddock.
Yes, they did. It's all connected. See, they say, this is actually the end of Phase 4, 3. We don't know what we're going to do. It's like, no, this is the start of the next phase. We know, Marvel.
Yeah. I mean, Mysterio could be a Skrull.
Yeah. Oh, let me guess. Hulk's in this one too, right? You know, this. I actually that was my first thought that Mysterio was a Skrull.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember you saying that.
Although, again, interestingly enough, and again, if everyone says, "Oh, we don't know what's going on in the Marvel universe," Endgame's dealing with alternate dimension people. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is dealing with alternate dimension people this season. Last season, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. dealt with time travel. Endgame deals a lot with time travel. And again, like I said, I think that there's way more communication than they like to let on. I think they like to say, because what it comes down to is they know that there are probably things they can and cannot say.
I know I told you that they were saying, they didn't know what they're doing with Endgame. And I mean, you were talking about the timeline splitting off. Now, after watching the second episode, I'm thinking maybe that's the case. Because, like, what if after the snap, the timeline splits? What if the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. think the snap took out all the superheroes?
Mm-hmm.
That's why. I mean, they'll never mention the Avengers again because they think, for as far as they know, they are all snapped away.
Well, they'll mention them again next season. I mean, that's the thing. It's always next season. And here's what I tell you.
Yeah, but I mean, they already made a 1 year time jump. Are they going to make another time jump to after the snap? Because that's another 4 years they're going to have to jump then.
Oh yeah. Well, they may do that. As an interesting aspect of this entire story. One of the things that they like to do is to have that little tie-in episode where they're cleaning up afterwards. Now, Spider-Man's going to come out in July.
Yes, so next season they could be cleaning up Paris, yeah.
Yeah, and it's 5 years later, it's like, ugh, stupid humans. Stupid heroes, not humans. We're the humans.
Yeah. But no, I thought it'd be interesting just for the next couple seasons if, like, it was them keeping order in like I shouldn't say superhero-less world, but
I mean, that would be amazing if S.H.I.E.L.D. is still
eventually. Yeah, if they talked to any of the Avengers or somebody, they'd be like, "Yeah, we were here holding it down while you guys were playing your little cosmic games."
Yeah, well, exactly. Which they have been, and although then they're going to have to deal with Natasha, and they'll probably coordinate with Natasha a bit, and Steve's back, But I just think it's interesting that we're getting alternate dimension people in this universe just before we get to Endgame, which is going to have a tie-in to alternate dimension people. I'm just saying, I think that's an interesting connection. That maybe people weren't even thinking about. And speaking of yes.
Oh, I didn't know if you were going to go into Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. because episode 2 was on last night.
Yeah, well, episode 2 was on last night. I, of course, watched it. It was awesome.
So why did they need
piezoelectric quartz? Because it's a good...
The PEGs?
Yeah, because it's a fun gag.
Yeah. About
how, diamonds are valuable in this world? You do know they're actually really common stones. Like, we're looking for quartz, And that's the thing. It's like what? Because I knew that's what they were looking for when they shows it quartz watches.
Yes.
It's like, okay, I get what they're going for here. I didn't know quite what the PEG was going to be at that point because the quartz in a quartz watch is actually very tiny.
I mean, I guess they wanted the woman to show them where the stuff was at, but I was like, why did they have to do like a jewelry heist? Why couldn't they, if they can open those portal things, why couldn't they just wait till the store was closed, open a portal into the vault?
Because you had to be in the vault. You had to create a door on the side.
Because you have to paint the thing on both sides. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, I don't know if the painting... Well, I guess the painting probably... Yeah, because it does hold that. So there's probably something... Oh, that might be an interesting thing when they actually analyze the paint.
But that's true, you're right. Yeah, they have to open it from both sides. Yeah.
Yeah, they have to open it from both sides. So that's what that was. And some fun things there when they flip down the wall on the other side. And
and they push May through.
Yeah. Yes, I like that. It was very cool on a lot of levels. I love that fight scene. I like that Jock is kind of like a Charlie 23.
Yeah.
And that he's like this big, powerful guy, but he also has to breathe his native atmosphere because he hasn't, he's probably from a planet with a methane atmosphere, and clearly he's got that super density going on, And
we love May kicking butt.
Oh, May always great.
But when they're
get her on the show since we know her agent.
Rob Southgate, get on that. But no, I love that fight scene in the trucks. I was like, boy, in those close quarters, like the smaller fighter would have the advantage being able to move around and.
Well, I mean, you haven't basically a smaller fighter who knows how to be a smaller fighter.
Yeah, true.
So, and this is, you know, as Andre the Giant says in The Princess Bride, you know, normally I don't fight one-on-one.
Yeah.
Because normally I'm fighting like 6 guys at once. It's completely different moves you do.
Yeah.
Fighting one little guy, it's a very different thing.
Yeah.
And, you know, and for what it's worth, Jack handles himself well, but, you know, she knows, okay, I have a big guy in front of me. Go for the knees, go for the things that are going to take him out and cause him pain.
She's faster. She can maneuver better. She probably has more training, maybe.
Yeah, well, and what it is you just know not to let yourself get touched.
Oh yeah,
that's the real trick of that. You have to
got to hit and run.
Exactly, you have to hit and run because if you don't hit and run, if a big guy gets his hands on you, then it's a grappling fight, and you're really you're out of a thing. Like as we were talking about Cloak and Bowl, you know, it only works if you can stay away from the mountain. Once the mountain touches you, you're done. Because then you're just that poor priest guy who gets thrown against the rock. You know, it's like you know, yeah. So yeah, it is an awesome fight. I don't want to talk too much about it because we're going to be talking about it with Maz Manzor, my skinny rich friend.
That's right. Check out Enough Said. The first episode of this season already dropped. So
yes, it has. I hope you guys like it. Hope you like what me and Maz do with the classic Enough Said format.
It's awesome. All right, here. Well, let's talk some more Marvel that you probably might not talk over there. Cloak and Dagger.
Cloak and Dagger, and okay. I have to say, the ant becoming basically it was implied that the ant has like become Baron Zamedi. Is that what I'm supposed to take from that? Maybe. I know they don't call it Baron Zamedi; they call it Zmedi or something like that. I call it Zamedi because I only read it before I've heard it spoken, and I've been saying Baron Zamedi for so long.
Oh, I've heard many people
Baron Zamedi.
Pronounce it. Yeah.
I don't speak your voodoo language. That's what I'm saying. So voodoo, you know. Voodoo is Hollywood. Voodoo is real. It's like, okay, that's fine. I just know that it's Dr. Voodoo in the comic books. And I kind of feel like we're setting up a Dr. Voodoo here because she does like, I want to go to med school and all this kind of stuff, you know, which is essentially Jeremiah Drum's story. Or was it Jericho? Who is it? Is it Jeremiah or Jericho? I always get the two Drum brothers confused. Who's the dead one and who's the live one? Isn't
Jeremiah the dead one and Jericho's like the one running around?
Yeah, I think Jericho's the one. But that was like Jericho went to med school because his brother was the Mambo, and and when his brother dies, and he, in a similar way, has to take on because he also has the gift. It's like you are obligated to do this. You need to do this now. And you always knew that was what was going to be the case.
What's with medical school pumping out all these magicians? I mean,
well,
Dr.
you know,
Voodoo, Doctor Strange.
If you think about it, you know, a medical doctor has keen insights into the human body. Magic is based on the idea of a mind-body connection that opens up that can open up to the larger universe. You know, that you bring your body in alignment, and then you can open gates to other universes and things like that. So it actually makes perfect sense for a doctor to become a mystic in that sense, you know. And of course, the fact that makes logical sense is why a lot of mystics call themselves doctors and bilk people out of lots of money.
Who was I listening? I heard an old interview. It's probably like a 10-year-old interview with Roger Stern, who wrote a bunch of like, you know, Avengers, Spider-Man and stuff. And I think they're asking him about Doctor Strange. I think he might have read some Doctor Strange, but he said like the best Doctor Strange works is we're seeing this now. Doctor Strange works the best is like when magic has rules. You know, there's a system in play. You know,
like yeah, well, of course, because there has to be
cost. Yeah.
There has to be a system for magic, otherwise magic doesn't make sense.
No, it's, you know, instead of just, I wave my hands and this happens. Yeah, no, there has to be a ground rules.
That's Mandrake the Magician, gesturing hypnotically. I gesture hypnotically. Yes, that's what the Ringmaster does. He gestures hypnotically. And, you know, not for nothing, again, that's where the Ringmaster could be manipulating it if he's gesturing hypnotically. Yeah. Just doing that just a little subtle thing. Just because if he knows he has that radar sense, it just has to be 3D. So whatever I create has to be a 3D thing. It can't be a spiral. It has to be something that his radar sense is going to pick up on. Even then it could just be like a little ping, ping, ping sound, subacoustics, just sounds you can't hear, that your mind hears but your body doesn't.
So I forget what her name is. The niece, is she going to be like a new partner for Cloak and Dagger?
Well, it's an interesting concept because the idea is that she loves Cloak.
Yes.
But in order to save Cloak, she must become married to Baron Samedi. And we do see this whole thing with her aunt coming into there as she's moving over.
Basically, give up her dreams of medical school and. Yeah.
Yeah, but I also think within that concept is the idea that because we also see, and this I think is the big reveal that you have to be a deep nerd to know. What's his name is becoming Despair.
Oh,
because you see
the guy who was going into their memories and stuff. Yeah.
Was it was Martin something? I think Martin Spencer. I think they said his name was.
Maybe. Oh, yeah.
But he is Despair. He is feeding off the despair, much in the way that Despair does, and he is evolving into that's the god he becomes.
Yes,
is the god of despair, and we get that revealed in the video game before he actually becomes it.
Oh yeah.
Because when they meet the big boss and he comes out and he's in the costume, and he's got the little logo on his branding, and we see he's the bad guy, and
yes.
Can you hold for 1 second?
Yeah, sure. Charlie has to take a phone call. He's a very important man. But yeah, I thought I heard something about Despair, but yeah, I missed the whole branding thing. So, see, that's my thing with Cloak and Dagger. I'm like, when are we gonna get some actual supervillains? But yeah, if we get Despair, Despair's a big name. But Despair, for those of you who don't know, is like on the level with like Nightmare. Oh, that would be a nice team up, Nightmare and Despair. Wonder if we could get that. And he's back. You know what I was saying? If we get
what were you saying?
If we get Despair, I know they did it in an old Hulk book. What if we could get a team up of Nightmare and Despair?
Well, I mean, I would love that. I mean, here's the thing: it's all hoping that that Disney is going to fold it all back in.
Mm-hmm.
We do still keep on getting a lot of Roxxon in this.
Yes, that's it.
Not walking away from
that sign on the gas station. Yeah.
And I think that, and my belief is this is always still within that universe.
Mm-hmm.
And the Netflix universe. We know this ties to Netflix. We know all these things get together. The difference is that there is distance with people.
Mm-hmm.
And people never necessarily get to be right next to each other. So I have not given up that it's all still connected. It all will be something.
They probably won't do it. But it would be a great season finale for this. If Despair's power just goes through the roof because of the snap.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's despair after it, half the universe disappears.
Oh, well, that might be interesting. Well, we will have to see what happens. I don't know if they're going to address the snap in this. Because not for nothing, we don't really know the timeline of this.
True.
That's the thing. See, they are pre-snap, and they're still pre-snap, even being a year later, because we don't know, because there's no reference to the snap in it.
Uh-uh.
So this could have been like 2 years before, in which case it's still within that. It's still before that. They start referencing the snap at the end, then that'll be something.
I think it's just too hard to line everything up with the movies, and two, it's like I think, like I told you, they said on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., they never told them the whole thing about Endgame. So I think a lot of times when they're filming, they're like, we don't know what's coming.
Well, and they don't know, although they should have known they're not going to rewrite time, because that was in their Bible, because that's how they dealt with time beforehand. That's why I think maybe if there's a thing to be had in it, they maybe thought they'd be safe with a 1 year jump.
Yeah.
But not for nothing, they should have told them, do a 1 year jump, but just know it's not fixed yet.
Yeah. I think that was the biggest details. They didn't know how big the time jump was going to be.
Yeah. And really, if they were smart, they should have just done it right after it and just dealt with that aftermath. Because as I said, it has to be in their show Bible how time travel works. Because they had the same rules in place for the last season before they ever released Endgame. So, because they say you can go back in time and it's going to change things, and it's not a closed loop.
Yeah,
that people can die in the past if they go back from the future, but they still exist in the past. And, like I said, Futurama rules, and also you can change history. You can change history, but only if you're from that time.
True.
So there is still that other universe where everything got destroyed, but Thanos didn't destroy half the universe. That's the difference. Oh, okay. That's actually my wife asking me to pick her up at the hair salon. So
I think we're probably, if not in an hour, probably over an hour. So yeah, we're good.
I'm sure we're close to it anyway. So Philip, how can people reach out to us if they would so like to?
If you want to get a hold of me, you can always email me, nightwingpdp@gmail.com. On Twitter, I'm at nightwingpdp, and I'll make sure you can always talk to us. Anything Capes and Lunatics, capesandlunatics@gmail.com. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, we're on Instagram. And we have a voicemail, 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. Check out capesandlunatics.org.
And if you'd like to write to me in that old-fashioned email where there are Moz and Pause once dead, you can do so at superconnectivityblog@gmail.com. That's superconnectivityblog, all one word, at gmail.com. And, of course, follow me on the Twitters, as I live tweet things when I feel like it. Not Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. this week, though I should have, but my phone was out of battery, so I had to go put it in and charge it up. Because I like to tweet on my phone. I don't want to go to the computer and set it up with the whole thing. The whole deal, Philip, so don't yell at me about that.
I didn't say
But follow me on the Twitters, because you never know when I'm going to show up at Charlie Esser, the CHARLIE. E-S-S-E-R. What's for the two?
For quality. Bing!
There you go. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for connecting with us this week. Please super connect with us again next. Good Nacht, schlafen Sie gut.
good night.
Well, that was fun.
Oh, yeah. It's always fun.
Always fun. This is a fun way to make a living. If only I could make a living at
If only we can make a living at it.
Yes.
Ooh, we had a sponsor.
Wouldn't that be lovely? Mine Bialik is on MacGyver right now, so.
Oh.
Yes. This is like from the 80s, so this is like the 80s MacGyver. So I don't know if this is Blossomir or what. We'll find out. It's on Heroes and Icons.
Tune in next time.